Hey gang, it's Bryan from FXBilliards. Today we're going to talk about problem shots and how to get position on these shots, because this is very important. Number one, identifying a problem shot, which a lot of people don't even realize they're looking at a problem. And number two, how to solve the problem. I've done a lot of videos on breaking up clusters and nudges and things like that, so I'm not going to get into too much of that today. But we're going to talk a lot about individual balls that are in problem situations and how you should go about getting on those balls. I also did a video recently on 8-ball run killers. These are situations that will kill your 8-ball run and keep you from running out. That video kind of relates to this. I'll put a link to that video in this video, but this is going to teach you not just how to identify those shots, but how to get positioned so that you can fix them. So let's get started. So here's our first problem shot. And a lot of people don't even realize they have a problem here until, they're racking. But we have a ball on the long rail here, a ball on the long rail there. We're playing obviously 8-ball, and we need to run out from here. This is a problem. 1 ball on the rail is a problem. 2 is a problem squared. Because these balls can only be made from certain angles, they're an issue. I can make the 4, I can make the 1, I can make both of them. From here, you can put the cue ball here, anywhere along here, I can still make those shots. But making one and getting on the other ball to solve that problem, that's an issue. You want to get as straight as possible when you have this configuration without being up against the rail. So if I can shoot from here on the 4 ball or on the 1 ball, then I have the other one down there in line waiting for me. So if you see this configuration where you have 2 balls on the short rail or the long rail, you want to try to get close to the rail, but you don't want to be up against the rail. So what am I going to do in this situation? I'm actually going to shoot a draw shot here on the 7 so that I can get almost straight in on the 6 and fall into this gap where I can play these 2 balls and solve the problem. Which one I play first is very important, but we'll get to that in a second. So what I'm going to do here, I shoot a draw shot there. I'm very straight on this 6 ball, which is where I want to be. And now I would like to get not too straight, because again, I don't want to be up against the rail. So I'm just going to tap this. This is a perfect angle for this configuration. Why? Because when I play the 1, and I'm going to play the 1 first, when I play the 1, I won't bounce off the rail and have a crazy angle on the 4. That's important because what? Our 8 ball is down there. That's why we know we're playing the 1 ball first and not the 4 ball. So we're going to tap in the 1 ball. I'll put a little bit of stun on this, but I want to make sure I stay relatively close to the rail. And now I know I can tap into 4 and still be on the 8 ball. So I'm just going to roll this down. We're on the 8 and it's a wrap. So here's the situation. We're playing 9 ball. Could be 8 ball, but we're going to make it 9 just to make it a little bit more difficult. The 3, the 5, the 7, the 4, the 8, and the 9 are all very makeable. The 6 is unmakeable. And when I say unmakeable, I mean you can't bank it, you can't shoot it down here, you can't shoot it up there. It is on the edge of that pocket. You can't force it in like magic, like guys like to show you with weak rails. It doesn't go. You have to get it off of that rail. And if you're playing 3 balls ahead, guess what you are? You are the official racker, because the 3, the 5, the 4 look like a 3-ball run, right? They're real easy. You've got to be a rack ahead. The whole 3 balls ahead thing is something we tell beginners because we want you to learn how to play position 3 balls ahead. But if you're not 4 balls ahead here, at least, you don't even realize the 6 is not makeable. You've got to look at the entire rack. Here, the 6 doesn't go. We know it. how do we get on it? Now I'm going to make this a little bit more difficult and shoot a draw shot on this, but you could have this situation with a follow shot. It could be a bank shot. There's a lot of things that will put you in a situation where you can turn that 6 into a makeable shot. But we're going to make it a draw shot for entertainment purposes. So I come over here and I say, where do I need to get on that 4 ball where I can make the 4 and nudge the 6? Well, just about a stop shot here should do it. So I just drew it a tiny bit, and now I have an angle that allows me to make the 4 and just touch the 6 ball. That's all I need to do is touch it. It's going to come off of that spot, right? That's what we call a makeable shot. When you have these situations, you've got to nudge these balls off of the rail. That's all you need to do, and now you have a legitimate shot at running out. This is one of the many reasons why advanced players run racks, intermediate players don't run racks. You've got a run killer there. That's one way to fix that shot. But what's more important than the way I fixed it was identifying that you can't run out with that ball there, accepting that, and then fixing the problem. Here we have a very similar situation, except this time we're playing 8 ball and the 8 is at the spot where our 6 was before. We need to fix that. If we're playing 8 ball, we need to treat the 8 ball like it's our ball. We're going to be the one shooting it. All right? You have solids, you have stripes. You have to play the 8 as if it's your ball. Now, we're playing the solids, and it's our shot. What can we do? We don't have a draw shot that's going to come in and fix that 8. But what we can do here is find a carom. If you've seen my other videos on carom shots and things like that, you see that we can fix this shot with 2 simple moves. What we do is not play the 6. I know a lot of beginner players, you're going to shoot the 6 ball in because it's the easiest shot on the table. And guess what you have? You got nothing afterwards. But if we shoot a stop shot on this 5 and leave our cue ball right there, guess what we can do now? We can play the 3 into the 8, make the 3 in the side, and free up the 8 from this dreadful spot here where it's touching the edge of the pocket. And now our 8 is liberated. We have an easy shot on the 6, and we're going to get shape on the 8 to win the game. Now, I know some of you in some parts of the country, some parts of the world, you play some wacky rules where, okay, you can't shoot off of my 8, you can't shoot off the 8 ball, or the 8's not neutral, or whatever. Right. But if you can't visualize that that ball might not be the 8, it might be one of your balls, then pool might not be for you. Okay? It's surprising how often somebody hits me in the comments with, oh, the 8 ball's not neutral. Yeah, an 8 ball is neutral 99% of the places on the planet. But if you're playing in games where that's not, just visualize there's another ball there. Okay, it's the 2 ball now, it's not the 8. You can still shoot that carom shot, make your ball in the pocket, even if somebody else's ball is there, but you don't want to liberate their ball, do you? Now you have the 8 wide open where you can make it after shooting in the 6. But when you see that situation, ball's up against the rail on the edge of the pocket, you got to find a way to fix it, whether it's a carom or drawing into it or whatever the case. And by the way, a lot of times I'll see balls on the rail, they'll be here, and I'll still intend on nudging them because even when the ball is out here and is on the rail, it's still a difficult shot to get on from a lot of different places. So a lot of times I will nudge it off. So let's look at something else. I've made a number of videos about tangent line shots, wired shots, cluster breaks, I want to share this one with you because it actually came up in a match that I played, and I just want to draw it to your attention because sometimes your problems aren't quite problems. Here we're playing stripes. These balls are clustered up. That was obviously our problem, right? We don't have an angle on the 15 that breaks them up. We might try to play the 15 and get an angle on the 9 that breaks them up. We could even play high left on the 9 and try to come around the 15 and break those up. But if we pay attention, the tangent line on these balls pretty much heads to the side pocket. They might not be the issue that we think they are. So what happens if we shoot a stop shot here on the 15 and then call the 14 there and just send it over? Not every problem is a problem. Sometimes it's an opportunity. So before you go out of your way to break up a cluster or to nudge a ball or to do anything exotic, make sure there's not another way to make that ball. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out this video. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Give us a thumbs up. It's really good for the channel. Hit me in the comments and let me know what you think of the video. Have a great day, and I appreciate each and every one of you.